All right, welcome into this quick case study of an amazing electrical company and how they've been dealing with their finances and how they've improved things. I'm here with Cort. Cort, give us the quick backstory of your business. I know that that you acquired this business. Just a quick backstory of kind of how your business came to be.
Yeah, so my dad started an electrical company in 1999, and so he was the business owner for 20 years. And then I purchased the business in 2019, so I'm on year number 5. As far as our departments, so we got 5 different departments, but it mainly covers residential, commercial, and industrial.
Cool. And what was it about your business finances that made you want to work with us in the first place? Why did you feel like finances needed to be a focus?
Well, the biggest thing is, as far as my skill sets or my expertise, it's more in the field. And as far as understanding numbers and learning the business, it's been my number one weakness. We ran into it really hard on year 2, 3, and 4. And the reason I started this class is on Instagram. There was a video that you guys made, and it says a certain percentage of businesses fail because of cash flow. And anyways, after I hit that link and started into this class, it's definitely something that I needed to learn. Absolutely.
What are some of the financial struggles that electrical business owners like you face in your industry?
So we've been pretty good at job costing. Job costing can be great if you're able to dissect every job, which we used to be able to. But when you start growing, you start losing track of being able to dissect every job. And as far as dissecting numbers, it was really tough for us on the large business scale.
And so there's the dissecting jobs. Were there any other financial things that you're like, I really want to understand this better about my business?
Kind of back to that first thing I said, cash flow. We have no way to project cash flow. And so that actually hurt us when we were growing. It hurt us really bad. So if we could have learned this years ago, it would have helped us flow through growth a lot easier. The other thing is, when you start losing track of your profitability on your projects because you're growing, it catches up to you, or anyways, and it did catch up to us big time.
Yeah. So somebody comes into this program, they're like, okay, I run an electrical business or another big business. What is the experience like? And are these guys qualified if they maybe haven't run my type of business? So I haven't run an electrical business, right? I haven't done that. Been a customer, but I haven't. How has the experience been like for you? What has worked for you, despite the fact that, hey, I haven't run an electrical business. I haven't run a construction business. Talk to someone who's listening, thinking about, well, what is the experience like? And is it going to be useful for my business specifically?
So I think you could even bring it up as a construction-based business. So I guess I don't,
and maybe I could phrase it differently.
I guess I don't know on that one. I don't know exactly what to say.
Yeah. Do you feel like we've been able to get clarity on your numbers, despite you being in the business for 5 years now? Do you feel like you've got more clarity on specific numbers than you had before?
Oh, absolutely. That was probably the worst part is last year I probably looked at maybe 4 P&L statements, and I was looking at them with a blindfold on. And now that we've met with your team, we're going through them 1 to 2 times a month. But we've actually went through, and I've been able to ask questions to my accountant because I actually understand what a P&L statement it holds, and the back design of it too.
Yeah. And
so,
can Can you describe for someone what has been helpful about our process? And someone comes in and they're to ask you, well, Cort, what is it? What is it like? Like, do they sit down and, just make me, do I have to do it all myself? Is there help? Like, what has the experience been like for you as an owner?
It's been great. So it's a step-by-step process. So when we first started, this would be my first weakness. I've never been very good with personal finance by any means. So the first thing we did is went through and build a plan for uh, personal budgeting, and I think that was very helpful. Um, a lot of times as a business owner, uh, you don't know how much money you need to make. And anyway, so personal finance was the first thing. And then we started getting into business finances. And so the step-by-step process was great because it starts as a personal experience, and then it goes into a business experience. And then after that, we've even hit some things in the middle. We built one of the best spreadsheets I've ever seen, that I have, ever seen or used. We actually went through and evaluated every one of our departments of how much money we make per hour. And anyways, it's just when you open up them veins or that picture, you can really understand that sometimes, even though you think that they're good profitable projects, they're not really worth your time.
That was pretty amazing when we did that. And we found, I think it was a 5x difference in value per hour between your lower margin stuff and your higher margin stuff. How do you feel like that will change your decision making going forward?
So on the estimating side, that's one of the toughest parts of being a contractor. The other thing is it's a competitive world, and you could go through that sheet and decide if it's worth it to even look at the job and not waste your time even bidding it. But the second of all, you could scale up or down just based off of, like I said, we have 5 different departments, and we we we're going to put more effort and energy into the winners for sure.
It's going to be really cool to see that shift start to happen. You've already had an amazing year so far, and to put that shift on top of it's going to be really fun to watch. Um,
Yeah.
I'm curious, what do you feel like the ROI of working together in CEO Finance Academy has been? Sort of the return on investment, because a lot of people say, well, what's the ROI, right? What do I get? What do you feel like you've gotten out of us working together on your finances?
I'm starting to feel like a professional. I'm starting to feel like somebody that has spent time learning this, maybe through maybe through a good mentor, or a previous business owner, or even schooling. I mean, I don't ever fall back on the schooling answers all the questions, but I feel like I took a crash course, or college crash course for uh, somebody that owns a business and really wants to learn something besides, definitely trying to increase the experience for your weaknesses. And that this has always been one of my biggest weaknesses, is finances.
Yeah. How do you think that will change the business now going forward, that you have a better handle on them?
Well, I think we can go through and build a monthly reporting plan, and then we can forecast types of projects that we're really putting the effort into. I think the best thing is going to be understanding understanding our cash flow and our projections, especially when we grow, and not having losers. There's honestly, a couple years ago, we had a whole year's worth of break even or losers. Anyways, I really wish I had this experience before that year.
Yeah. And you told me something earlier when we were working today before recording this, that we sit down and we come up with our sales targets together and figure out, hey, how much do you need to sell? What was it? How did you say that you use that today with your team? And talk about what extra clarity has that given you, and having a firm number now to say, oh, this is how much we need to make, team. Let's go for it.
Yeah. So previous to this, I was able to calculate what our break even number was. And that was always great. You'd throw that in the back of your head, and you'd always want to beat that break even number. After spending time this year with with the program and working through it, we were able to build a sales target. So so last week we were in the office reviewing our revenue and our sales, and I brought up to the team that we were $44,000 short of our goal for the month. And it's not the fact that we're trying to go above break even anymore. We're trying to we've built a sales goal with this team. We built the sales goal with our team to accommodate break even, profitability, and also future growth and planning. So next year, when we need to buy 3 or 4 more vehicles, we've already projected that. We're already pushing forward with that.
I love it. Well, I really appreciate you taking time, Cort, to meet today and share your experience. If an electrical company owner called you and said, "Should I do this?" Like, what is your honest feedback for them about if this would be worth it for them?
So if I could talk to a new business owner, I think the first thing, I think going back because I'm on year 5, if I could have done this on year number 1 and number 2 and been pushing forward with it, year 2, 3, and 4 wouldn't have been break even years. They would not have.
Love it. Good
So
stuff.
I would say sooner the better.
We find that to be true. Cort,
It
thank you so
is.
much for your time, man. I appreciate you letting us deep dive into your business a little bit and
Yeah,
see the transformation.
absolutely.
You've done some amazing things. I love how you've taken the business from what were we at 8% net profit last year to we're at 15% now this year. Man, you've done some amazing things, and it's going to be fun to see this payoff happening for you and the family.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be great.
Love it. Cool. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. And if you're someone who's listening to this, you're like, I'm on the fence. I want to decide if this is right for me. Hey, look at what clarity do you want out of your business that you don't have right now? And I
Yeah.
love that you mentioned this is a crash course on finance for the business owner who needs to understand it so they can communicate with their team well and actually make the changes they need to in their business. Thank you so much, Cort.
Okay.